Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today, I think I know what this is. This box is sent to me from Artisan Cutlery, and there's somebody who, they send me knives periodically for me to review. But I also ordered something. I intentionally bought something without saying anything to them or asking them for a sample, which they've actually already sent me a sample of this knife, but I wanted to buy one. I wanted to see, I wanted to make sure, because I have high expectations for this knife. I want to know for sure that they're met, right? So I think this is my purchase, but we'll find out. Thanks so much to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. All right. Whatever this is should be available, so I will make sure that it's linked right down in the description. You guys can check it out. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's completely and totally up to you. Haha, yeah, I think it is. So I've unboxed this model already, but this is the only one that I've unboxed on this channel was a prototype. This is a full production version. Yes. The full production version of the CJRB XL Pyrite. I bought exactly the one that I wanted. Stonewashed. This is AR RPM 9. G10. Just black G10. Just plain. It does feel different. Thank goodness. I'll tell you what. I was real happy to see the prototype. This is the one I unboxed a while back, right? Action felt a little lumpy. And I was like, yeah, it's a prototype, so I don't want to say anything, right? Let me wait and see what the full production version is like. That's very often the case, is that the prototypes are a little wonky, right? This is perfect. Oh, man, that is so good. I am a huge fan of the Pyrite. Now, you don't have to, you know, as I've shown many times. Where's my thing that has all my knives in it? Oh, there it is. So, I have the standard, like the little steel one, with just, well, it's the smaller reverse tanto, whatever you want to call this, right? The smaller one, and then I've also got a smaller one that's a drop point. And then I actually have a whole bunch of them over here that are like the custom variants. In fact, I'll get one out because they're doing a lot of different stuff with this model. I think it's all a really, really good idea. Here's one, purple titanium. It's like a fat carbon inlay. It's contoured titanium and S90V. So I'm a huge fan of this model, and I think they've got something great, and I think they know they've got something great here. They have, I mean, it's a really, really standard, like, basic knife profile, right? You can get this exact same drop point blade. If you're new to the Pyrite stuff, I'll link any and all, everything you can possibly get as far as the CJRB Pyrite goes. I'll link it all right down below in the description of this video, so you can check it out. They've got the drop point blade on the small one. They've got the reverse tanto blade on the small one. They've got the inexpensive AR RPM 9 and G10 or micarta combinations for 50 to 60 bucks. This big guy, 60 bucks. That's how much it cost me. That's nothing. That's so cheap. I was more than happy to pay that. A $60 knife. It came in less expensive than I thought it would. People were speculating alongside me that it was going to be more than that. That it was going to be more like 70, 75, or even 80 bucks. Nope, 60 bucks. They got versions of this that are titanium in AR RPM 9 for a little bit more money. And then they have these S90V in titanium and carbon fiber versions for $200, which is also a great price. What needs to happen next is probably, I would imagine they're a step ahead of me. But I think we can all agree that what they're doing with the little one should absolutely extend to the larger one. Ideally, what we would get here is a wide variety of different blade shapes. I think they should do 2 to 3 more blade shapes, right? Give us a Tanto, give us a full-on Wharncliffe, right? some kind of harpoony thing. I don't know, right? At least a Warncliffe and a Tanto. So you got drop point. You got this freaking thing that whenever you try to say what it is, all the blade expert wizards come out of the ductwork and tell you that you're wrong because you didn't study the art of blade. You didn't study the art of the blade as I did. Yes, I spent an evening and a half on Google and learned the ways of the blade. I've seen Lord of the Rings 17 times. You shall not challenge my blade wisdom. Shut up. At least 2 more blade shapes would be wonderful. But extending the variety to the big guy, meaning do versions that are titanium and AR RPM 9, do versions that are contoured with inlays and in S90V, do all of that. I know at this point, I think Artisan Cutlery has the capacity. They've proven, they did the Kickstarter thing to make this happen, and it worked, right? And people are very much on board with the pricing. I think that's excellent. So yeah, the base versions of these knives are extremely good, and I'm so happy. Push as hard as I can on this. See, make sure there's no plunge drag. Nothing. You can push as hard as you want on that button. It's gonna fall. Fantastic. Lock up, completely and totally solid. Wonderful. How's the centering? Wow, even the centering's good. This is great, man. It's everything I love about the Pyrite, but it's the XL. Now, I think the only problem that some people are going to have with this is that it's kind of boring. And yeah, it's a really, really basic profile, but it's all of those basic features, but done correctly. One of the only things that's not done correctly is the fact that it's got T6 screws, and I think it still has a free spinning pivot, which is kind of silly. But okay, I can deal with that. Very, very good. I'm really happy. Now I can finally review this thing. Knowing for sure that the production versions are good, right? This feels substantial. I'm telling you, this is just like lumpy. Clunk, 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 clunk. I don't know what the deal. I mean, prototypes, that's usually the case with, prototype stuff. They're a little bit quirky. And you can't judge the prototype, right? The only time I'm okay with it is if the prototype feels like totally perfect. But yeah, this is great. Really happy. This is probably, I don't know where I'm going to put this thing, but it's going to be a regular user the same way as the other. The reason you don't see the other Pyrite is because it's a regular user as well, but it's just a really good model. That's going to be pretty much it today. Expect the full review of the Pyrite, the XL Pyrite. Expect that to be very soon, since I've had this guy for a while. The only thing, this prototype was fine. It's just the action felt a little bit funny, right? Everything else was fine. So I've had plenty of experience with this guy, but I'm absolutely ready to talk about this in a full video. So anyways, like I said, if you haven't checked out the Pyrite, if you're new, it's absolutely one of the best budget knives on earth. If you are new to the knife world and you're like, where do I start? This is a good place to start. The CJRB Pyrite is an excellent place to start. So I'll link it down below. You guys can check it out. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.